Hey guys, Brett here. So I'm down here in Orlando, Florida at Marketing Mayhem, and I run into my good friend, Ankur Shukla. Now, I've spoken to Ankur a lot of times. I've never actually met him before. I'm pretty excited to finally meet him. And one of the things I always liked about Ankur is that he creates products that aren't hypey. They're not these crazy, hypey, get rich overnight, get rich at the press of a button. What Ankur actually does is he finds a problem and he creates a solution. And I like that because anybody who's followed me for any length of time knows that I always say software is a tool, and a good tool solves a problem. And Ankur has something new that he's been working on for quite a while. You can see it on his shirt there, pretty much. So shameless self-promotion everywhere he goes. I like it. So Ankur, PayDrill, what exactly is it?
Yeah, so PayDrill is basically a software that almost every PayPal user needs, especially if you are a vendor who sells online. Because I've used PayPal a lot. I'm sure you've used PayPal a lot for your business, and a lot of people who basically sell online or do anything online for sales or marketing use PayPal for their transactions. And the PayPal interface kind of is not that great, you know that. And you're searching for any transaction is not smooth. It takes a few minutes to get results. You're finding or generating a report in PayPal is a painful process, and there are a lot of pains related to it. And on top of that, it does not give you intelligent data like valuable customers. So it's a really super important metric that you should know about your business, and PayPal does not show you that.
Well, even aside from like value from customer, if you try, if you want to find anything out in PayPal, like sometimes you just search, like you have a transaction ID, you have an email, and like PayPal just doesn't find it for some reason. Like the reporting really is lacking.
Yeah,
And like you had said, value per customer. So if you want to know like how much a customer is worth, or where your customers are from, or any type of matrix in your business, you really can't get that from PayPal. And that's what PayDrill is. PayPal. It's got the perfect name for it too.
Yeah, so basically it hooks up to your PayPal account and it downloads all the transactions and shows you on your desktop everything there is about your business, and shows you basically graphs and metrics about your business that you have never seen before. So things like value per customer, things like peak order time. So you may see that you may get a lot of your traffic in the mornings, but when do you actually get your orders at what time? And then you can basically run ads at that time frame or in that specific time zone and basically get more sales. Or which country do you actually get more customers from?
Yeah, so I'm going to admit I've actually been using PayDrill for quite a while. You gave me access to it several months ago. You actually got a little like an award for that kind of thing too, didn't you?
Yes, we got selected in Startup Chile for that, and we got an equity free funding of $30,000 to actually basically take the company over there and basically build it there.
So Chile actually won. The country Chile actually wants to pay you to bring PayDrill to their country.
Yes,
that's pretty cool. That's a big ego boost.
It is. Yes,
you feel good.
Definitely.
Like I like that. That's pretty cool. And no country has ever came to me and offered me to come develop in their country. Okay, so here we are. We're on the Startup Chile website. Now, Startup Chile is actually a program run by the Chilean. Am I saying that right? The Chile government trying to get tech companies to start up inside of Chile. So they're trying to bring tech industry into Chile. And you can see here, they had, let's see, where was it here? It says 2,400 startup companies applied to Startup Chile. And the companies that were selected each received 20 million pesos, which is $33,000, in order to bring their company and start it inside of Chile. And if we actually go down here, we can see the list of companies that was selected. And let me find it. They're in alphabetical order. And let me see. And there it is. There is Ankur's newest product. There's his newest company, PayDrill. You can see he actually was offered by the country Chile $33,000 in order to start his company inside of Chile. So I think that really shows the value of PayDrill, that the government of Chile actually saw that it's a good product, that it's an innovative product, and they wanted to pay Ankur to create it and to develop it inside of their country. Okay, so this is the PayDrill software, and it is a desktop software. It runs on your own computer. Now, there's a little bit of a downside to that, and the downside is that you have to download the data from PayPal. And if you have a lot of transactions, it's going to take a while initially for it to download that data. It also means when you open up PayDrill, it has to download the more recent data that you have. So if you have a high volume, if you're a high volume seller, it sometimes takes a little bit of time. But you can actually just minimize this, let it run in the background, start it up in the morning and let it run in the background, let it download the most recent data. If you're not a high volume seller, it's going to happen pretty fast. If you are a high volume seller like I am, does take a little bit sometime, but I just leave it minimized and let it run in the background while I'm working. Often I'll just leave PayDrill open all the time because I want to know the statistics, the more recent statistics in my business, so I can make intelligent business decisions. What we're looking at here is data from the last couple of months, and you can see there's a lot of really valuable insights here that you normally wouldn't get from just the PayPal reporting. The first thing that I noticed when I started using this, and that I find probably the most valuable, is the peak order time and the value per customer. The peak order time is important because it lets me know when I want to do specials, when I want to let my bonuses expire, when I want to send out my emails, because it tells me when people are buying from me. So this is in a 24-hour clock. It says my peak ordering time is between 15 and 1600. So I know that people are ordering more often than not between 3 and 4 p.m. So that way, if I'm going to do a special, I'm going to try to send out my email to coincide with that time. Another thing that's incredibly valuable, like I said, is the value per customer. If you're going to run any type of marketing campaigns, be it Facebook ads, Google, YouTube ads, any type of paid advertising, you need to know how much a customer is worth. If you don't know how much a customer is worth, how are you going to know how much you can pay in order to acquire a customer? These are essential numbers for your business, and PayPal does not provide them. But I can see here now that my value per customer is $60.56. So that means even if I spent $10, $20, $30, $40 for a customer, I can still make money because my overall lifetime customer value is much higher than that. I wouldn't know that if I didn't have PayDrill. Also, you can see here it says the number of customers I had. Now, I'm only looking at my statistics for the last couple of months, so this isn't all my customers. But it says that I have 7,936 customers in the last few months, and 3,269 of them are returning customers. So this tells me two things. First, it tells me that about 50% of the people are buying my products multiple times, which is good. It's good to have recurring customers. That's why my value per customer is so high. But it also tells me that I'm getting new customers as well. If my returning customers was almost matching my existing customers, that would mean that my existing customers are buying my products over and over again all the time, which is a good thing because it means I have happy customers. But it would also mean that I'm not attracting new business. That would be a bad thing. If all my customers were not returning, that would mean that they're probably not happy. This is showing that I'm getting about 50% of my customers are returning. So that means I'm keeping a good number of my existing customers, and I'm also attracting new customers as well. So this tells me that I'm in a good spot where I want to be in my business. And again, that's leading to the high value per customer. This is all data that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for PayDrill. And this stuff not only lets me, know how much I can spend for traffic, know when I should be sending out my campaigns, but it also lets me know the overall health of my business. And I can say that my business seems to be pretty healthy right now. You can see that I paid $17,000 in the last few months to PayPal for fees. And even though I've done $463,000 in net sales in the last few months, I've only had $24,000 in refunds. So it lets me know that my refund rate is only about 5%, which may seem high, but that means that 95% of my customers are happy. I can live with that. And I had 140 chargebacks. There's unfortunately nothing that you can really do about chargebacks. They're just a fact of life if you're working online. Now, this dashboard is just the overview. There's actually a lot more data in here that you could really dig deep into and really get some insight in your business. If you go up here, you can see there are several dashboards. You can do statistics on individual transactions, on individual sales. You can do statistics on payments. So if you're spending money in your business, PayDrill will give you statistics on where you're spending your money and how often you're spending your money. You can do customer research, so you can see which customers are your good customers, which customers are your reoccurring customers, your more valuable customers. All of this you can do right here. Same thing with your products. You can see which products are selling better than others, which ones are kind of flopping and not doing very well. Now, honestly, I can't show you that stuff because you would see a lot of really personal data, things like my customers' email addresses, and I really can't give that away in a video that's open to the public. But I want to get across that PayDrill really is a product that's going to let you get good insight into your business, that's going to help you to make intelligent decisions, to track where you're spending money, where money's coming in, and your overall business health. So what I'm going to say about PayDrill is that it might not have the whole sexy, hypey, I'm going to push a button and suddenly money's going to fall from the sky, type of appeal. But that's not what this is. This is a serious product for people running a serious business. And if you're serious about running any type of online business, you are going to need to know this data. You're going to need to know if you're attracting new customers. You're going to need to know your value per customer. You're going to need to know when they're ordering, how often they're ordering, how much money you're putting out, and how much money you're bringing in. You're going to need to know who your good customers are and who the customers that aren't quite happy, what you're paying in fees, what your refund rates are. You're really going to need to know all this data, and PayDrill does an excellent job of reporting this valuable information that any serious business is going to need. I personally use PayDrill in my business. I've had it for quite a while. Ankur actually gave me access to this several months ago, before 2016 even. And because of that, I think it's worth investing in. I think it's a great tool for people running a real business. Alrighty, guys, thank you and enjoy.